just after the buses, you can see on the left an eagle on the top of the door. This entrance was reserved for Napoleon III. He wanted to have a special entrance for himself. Unfortunately, he never entered the place. He never attended any performance in the Opera House because he died on exile. He died in England, and he died before this Opera House was completed. It was completed in 14 years by 1875. And it was designed by Charles Garnier. You can see the bust of Charles Garnier on our left in front of the Opera House. So this line is for the people who want to visit the Opera House. It's a security line. To the Louvre. I know that you've been there, but it's important to see also the main entrance, and not only the entrance from the parking. The main entrance is the big glass pyramid, which is very iconic and famous, so we wanted you to see it from the bus. We will go through the courtyard of the Louvre in order to show it to you. So we are now on the avenue called Avenue de l'Opéra, the Opera House Avenue, leading from the Opera House to the Louvre. And it's a very nice avenue that represents very well the period of the late 19th century in Paris. So the period in which Paris actually lived a transformation from a medieval city to a city which became very modern. Imagine that before the late 19th century, the streets were very narrow, very dark. The houses were located very close one to another, and so it was dark, unhygienic, and it was also very, very smelly everywhere. The risk of fire was also great. That's why Napoleon III, so the emperor who wanted to have the new opera house, decided to transform Paris, to modernize it, and he asked for help of the mayor of the city. Was also an urbanist, Mr. Osman, who had this idea of creating large boulevards, large avenues, and to establish some rules for the buildings. So the buildings you can see on the left and on the right hand side are typical buildings from that period that follow some rules. On the ground floor there are always services, restaurants, cafes, shops. On the first floor there are storages of the services, so storage for the stores, and then on the second floor you can see that the windows are the tallest and the largest, and the balconies are also the longest there. So this was the noble floor for the richest people, for the owners of the whole building. And these owners of course rented the other floors to the other people. And on the upper floor was always the cheapest. So the 6th floor was always the cheapest because the apartments were and are still very small, quite short, not very well illuminated, not very well isolated. So that's why it was given to the servants, and now they are very often rented by the students who cannot afford to have a bigger, more spacious, more illuminated apartment in Paris. So of course you pay a lot even for the worst apartment here in the city. The rents start actually with 500, 600 euros to have a very small apartment. So that's actually because the surface of the city doesn't grow and the population does. So every single square meter is very, very expensive. That's why what you probably observed in the restaurants and in the cafes, the tables are very close one to another because the owner of the restaurant has to pay the rent, which is high, so he needs to make his benefits the biggest possible. Getting to the Louvre. So you visited the Louvre, the museum, the largest museum in the world, the one which is visited by 8 million people a year. But before it became a museum, it was a royal palace. Kings of France lived here between the 14th and the 17th century. And then it became a museum during the French Revolution, so in the 18th century. Before it became a royal palace, it was a fortress. The fortress which was supposed to defend the city from the English, so from the west. Yes, there will be the glass pyramid on the left-hand side, so you will be able to take some pictures, but let's give some time to Bartek to cross this gate, which is not very easy to cross. And very shortly you will see the glass pyramid. The glass pyramid is the main entrance to the Louvre, designed in 1989 by Mi Pei, the American architect originally from China. It was a very controversial project. You can see it on the left right now. Very controversial project because it doesn't match really the sun. But as you could notice it, when you were in the Louvre, even from the main lobby, which is underground, you could see all the facades, right? Thanks to the material which was used, so thanks to the glass pyramid. And we are now passing next to the little Arc de Triomphe. If you look through it, it's the arc dedicated to Napoleon Bonaparte. Of course, if you look through it, you can see the big Arc de Triomphe, which is on the top of the Champs-Élysées. It's the most beautiful view in Paris in terms of perspective.
আমি ওইখানে পা চুপিয়ে বসেছিলাম জলে আধ ঘন্টা ধরে, কিন্তু বলতে হতো কি করে বলবো আমি, পা দিয়ে তো রক্ত বার করেছো।
Madame de Foucault, which is the very old medieval church, most important church in Paris, which was built between the 12th and the 14th century.
British.
Seine River.
এটা দেখো বাবা।
And now we are reaching another important museum of Paris, the Orsay Museum. Orsay Museum is dedicated to the 19th century art. So you can see there are beautiful paintings, sculptures, furniture, and even first photographies from the 19th century. It's very famous also because of the building, which is on our left. This building was a railway station, a train station, built in 1900 for the World Fair. What's also very, very attractive to the people is the biggest collection of Impressionist paintings that this museum possesses. So a lot of people go there. A little bit less than to the Louvre, but still. And on the right, still the same river Seine, that goes to the sea. It's a very important river for transport of people, transport of goods. And this is the reason why the city of Paris was first built on the island, because the river could protect the island naturally, but also it was a very nice way to make some money that were made by the